Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel and happy new year. My name is Queenie, for those who don't know me, reviewing Love is Blind Germany season 1 episodes 1 and 2. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. I already know there's going to be some people from Love is Blind Habibi who are upset, and Brazil who are upset that I didn't cover those, but I'm covering Germany. It's all about timing. I'm so sorry. Those versions come out at times where I'm super busy. Even right now, I'm not at home. Like, life be lifing, y'all. I'm so sorry. But Love is Blind Germany, so far, I'm really into it. So I didn't expect such an eclectic group of people. Now, I know people of color live in Germany, but Sweden didn't care. But I don't know. I never expected it, but I love to see it. So we're going to start with, who is first? Hannie. She is happy to be in the experiment because typically on the outside, people judge her on her looks. Can't blame them. She is a stunning girl. However, she is also stuck on looks. So she's glad that that won't be a distraction to some of the men, but it's clearly a distraction for her.
Ich finde es einen großen Vorteil, dass die Männer mich nicht sehen können. Dann bin ich Immobilienmaklerin.
Oh mein Gott, Red Flag.
Die Herausforderung in den Pods ist auf jeden Fall nichts nach dem Aussehen zu fragen.
Hier ist Elias. Und wer sitzt mir gegenüber?
Hannie, braucht jemand, der dominanter ist als ich.
Darf ich deine Domina sein?
So some history on her. She's only been in 2 serious relationships, and even in those relationships, she was never able to say, I love you. There's a lot of like emotional repression happening with this cast. I feel like there's always a theme from season to season. The UK, it was a lot of like daddy issues, parent issues. This season with the Germany people, it's a lot of, I'm very broken. I don't really know if I could share my emotions like that. It's really hard for me to open up. That's going to be the theme of this season so far. So she's connecting with 2 guys, Daniel and Ilas? I think it's Ilias. They look quite different. Very important to note, okay? I think that she's equally connecting with both, but for her best interest, it's better she stick to Daniel. Now, Daniel, he is a lot more emotionally expressive than she is, and so that's going to be a thing between the 2 of them. But as of right now, they're kind of on even playing field with her. She likes that both of them make her laugh. That's something that's really important to her, having a good sense of humor. Ilias did a really great job. These 2 were like, Kiki, big, ha, ha, ha. I said, wow. Okay, she really likes this guy. Like, God forbid they have a reveal and she's not into him. It's going to be so awkward. But the good thing for Ilias is he also has another connection he's working on. He's talking to Alina. Alina, I think, was the first girl we saw go into the pods. She was connecting with a lot of people, and they seem to have like a similar energy, similar temperament. They also share a good sense of humor. So yeah, he's got some options. We then meet Pascal and Shella. Shella, God bless her, she really struggles to trust people and to let her walls down. Again, told you there's a theme in this season. She is from Toga, and Pascal actually travels the world a lot, even Africa. He's been to a lot of southern countries, Botswana, South Africa, Zimbabwe. And Toga has actually been an interest for him.
Togo ist ja, glaube ich, eher Westafrika,
genau,
oder?
Richtig, ja, neben Ghana direkt. Würdest du dich selbst denn beschreiben? Bist du eher so introvertiert oder eher extrovertiert?
Ich brauche jetzt nicht das große Publikum, sagen wir mal so.
Boah, heftig. Das ist bei mir tatsächlich genauso. Von einer Ex-Beziehung ein bisschen emotional tatsächlich, weil ich in der Vergangenheit gehört habe, wo man hinterfragt hat, okay, warum dauert das so lange? Wieso öffne ich mich noch nicht?
They are both into fitness. They both want kids. They are both introverts, which works. However, they both need somebody who's able to bring them out of their shell and to make them a little bit more vulnerable. So I feel like that's going to be an issue, maybe. He is emotionally repressed like everybody else, emotionally constipated, and she is, but I think she's more open than she thinks she is, because we see later conversations with her, she's actually able to open up even if she's not getting a lot of reassurance from her partner. So I do think that she has her pitfalls, but she's a lot more open to love than maybe she realizes. And so Pascal's gonna have to match that energy or she's gonna walk away. She also has a connection with Fabio. Now I don't like this connection for real. I don't. Fabio is very energetic, and that's no fault of his own. She says she gravitates towards him because he is driven and he is very self-aware. She likes somebody who just knows what they want and goes for it, and Fabio seems to be that guy. Speaking of knowing what he wants, maybe he wants a melanin queen, because Fabio was also connecting with Alberta. I said, oh, oh, okay, let me find out, Fabio. Okay, so Fabio and Alberta, I feel like have a more similar personality. She's more outspoken than Shella is, so that's good. She often has to present as the tough woman. Girl, we know that all too well as Black women. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. And so she really likes that she can laugh with Fabio, she can be soft, and she can just be a girl. Like, she doesn't have to have this tough exterior. She can just be herself around him. And I love that for her. I love that for us. Yeah. So if I was to pick, I think that Shella should just stick with Pascal, even though Pascal needs to work on, you know, being more emotionally vulnerable. And Alberta should go with Fabio. However, Alberta is going to end up being the problem emotionally. We'll get into that a little bit later. We then meet Marcel and Jen. Not gonna lie to you guys, we're not gonna talk too much about them because I feel like they came on the scene, established their connection, and I never saw them again. So I don't really know. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention. But they remind me of the Love is Blind UK couple, Steven and I forgot that other lady's name. But they have that like, holistic lifestyle, spirituality, fitness, meditation, all the woo-woo stuff. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, this sounds like it's great, at least on paper.
Ich würde mich schon als sehr moralischen Menschen bezeichnen, das ich vegan, da achte ich schon sehr drauf und das macht mich auch aus.
Ich muss mal sagen, du hast eine richtig beruhigende Stimme.
Ja?
Ja.
Also auch Fitness, also ich gehe ins Gym sehr regelmäßig.
Für mich ist Meditation so mein Center. Ich mache auch gerne Dankbarkeitsübungen.
Ja.
Ja.
He spoke about, very sad, honestly, having a tumultuous childhood. CPS was called on them. They were in foster care, I think it was. She talked about like past heartbreaks and things. So it's not that they don't have deep, like they don't touch on deep things. I just wonder if their connection is deep, if you get what I'm saying. To me, there's a difference, but maybe there isn't. On the opposite side of the spectrum from Marcel, we meet Toga. Toga, what's his name? What is his name? Toga. There it is. We meet Toga, and he is so different from Marcel. He's like, I get told that I'm an F-boy just because I look like an F-boy, but I'm really not, please. Then he proceeds to have some of the most shallow conversations. I'm like, oftentimes when somebody says they often are perceived a certain way, it's probably because they are that way. But according to him, he's got more going on. He connects with two women, Hannah and another girl who I forget, but she's coming later anyway, so it's fine.
Ich werde immer auf die Optik reduziert und auf irgendwelche Statussymbole und
ich gehe normalerweise sehr nach einem bestimmten Typen. Eigentlich ist es gar nicht das, was ich will. Ich will eigentlich so jemand so liebevolles und
Macho-Typen?
Ja, vom Aussehen auch.
Also du willst ein nettes Arschloch.
Ja.
Könnte ich vielleicht der sein?
Hannah is a more traditional woman. She wants, you know, the white picket fence, the house, be a trad wife kind of thing, whatever. He likes that, but I think he only likes that in theory, because the way that it seems like his lifestyle is, he wants a woman who's more modern. Let me say that, modern, contemporary, whatever. I don't think he wants somebody like her, but right now he's acting like he's very intrigued by her. The thing that worries me with this connection is the aesthetic. Hannah is a beautiful woman. I just don't know if she will be his taste. I'm pretty sure she won't be his taste. Let's just be honest about that. If they end up coupling up, I think it's gonna be quite an awkward reveal. So I don't know if I just wasn't paying attention or something, but Hannie and Ilas end up having some kind of tiff, and their connection ends there. I don't know where I was. Guys, I'm sleep deprived, okay? Let me tell y'all real quick, because I know some of y'all don't care, but it's my channel and I can talk about what I want to talk about, okay? I did Dirty December. Best decision ever for so many reasons. More on that later. But I was in the Ivory Coast first, and then I was in Ghana. Coming back from Ghana has been the longest travel week I've ever had. I'm not even home right now. I was in Accra, Ghana, and then I was in Casablanca in Morocco. Then I was in Montreal, then Calgary, then Edmonton. I got to sleep at home for one night, and now I'm in LA. I'm not complaining. I'm just telling y'all I am tired. I'm tired. And also my heart goes out to all the people who are affected by the fires here in LA. So devastating. If anybody can understand, well, I don't fully understand because I haven't been like personally affected, but Alberta, there's a lot of fires as well. So it sucks that this is a thing that Californians have to get used to. Like, so horrible, so devastating, honestly. And there was a fire in Ghana too when I was there. Am I the problem? Anyways, let me move on. Hannie and Ilas have some kind of argument. That connection ends. She then has a conversation with, who was her other connection? Daniel. And Daniel's initial concerns about her being emotionally reserved are kind of thrown out the window. He feels that they have a strong enough connection to want to see how things go anyway. So he proposes and she says yes. At the reveal, thank God she went with Daniel because the connection was immediate, okay? She kind of like melted in his arms and they were kissing many times. I think she even said it was delicious. I said, oh, okay, girl. But yeah, I really like them. I think they're very aesthetically pleasing. I think the big issue that they're gonna have is the fact that she is emotionally repressed along with the whole cast damn near. And so having been in 2 long-term relationships and not being able to say I love you and then expecting to get married after this expedited process, I just don't know how that's gonna work. But hey, she said yes and he proposed to begin with that information, so it is what it is. So speaking of Ilas, he says that he's been going through a lot emotionally and it's gonna get worse because he wants to open up about his cheating past. Now, granted, he was 19 when he cheated, but oftentimes people think once a cheater, always a cheater. So he's kind of scared going into this conversation with Alina. Alina has never cheated and she says that cheating is a deal breaker for her. Yikes. He says that he actually doesn't know why he cheated. It's just something that he did. And he hopes that he doesn't get judged for it because he doesn't see himself doing that again.
Bei Alina heute werde ich auf die Thematik Seitensprung kommen. Ey, das ist ein absolutes No-Go für mich. Ja, ich drück mich immer so ein bisschen vor dem Thema.
Du musst doch nicht drüber sprechen, wenn du nicht willst.
Dass ich mal fremdgegangen bin.
Okay. Treue ist mir sehr wichtig. Ich finde, es gibt kaum was Wichtigeres. Das könnte ich auch nicht verzeihen.
Now, I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you happen to have cheated in the past, do not give a reason as to why you cheated. Because if I'm going to be reassured by you, I'm going to need to know that you understand why you did it, why it was wrong to do it, and you know how to not do it again. If you're able to acknowledge, oh, these are the reasons that led me there, you can spot the signs when it seems like that is happening again to then intercept. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna need you to come up with a reason. Give something. Yeah, he was 19, but like 19, 25, what's really the big difference? Like I feel like that was recent enough for me to still wanna know what was the reason. Funnily enough, well, I don't know if it's funny, but it was funny to me. They were reading, was it angel card, tarot card, angel cards? Is that the same thing? Whatever. They're reading cards and she was about to shuffle and one card fell out and the card basically was alluding to the fact that whatever gets thrown at her, she'll be able to handle it. So I think she'll be fine. We meet Sally, who struggles to find a man who meets her standards. She has very high standards and she does not plan on compromising them, as she should. Okay. One of the top things is that she wants a very God-fearing man. She's a Christian woman. She does not play about her religion. Again, as she should.
Bist du gläubig?
Ja, ich bin gläubig.
Okay. Willst du Kinder haben?
Ja, auf jeden Fall. Ich will 4 Kinder haben.
She connects with Medina, who on paper seems to be a great match. They both want kids. They both are in tune with their emotions. Now, he does admit that he could be a little bit more in tune with a woman's emotions, even though he does have 3 sisters. That was another thing too. She wants 4 kids. He's one of 4 kids. So she was like, oh my gosh. I mean, I don't know if that's a direct correlation, but it made her feel good, so happy for you. He also is a Christian, which is great. So yeah, it does seem like they have a lot of things in common, so it should be a good connection. They both like to keep things light though, because it's like a defense mechanism. So she said that in the past she's experienced a lot of hurt in relationships, and he says that he tends to be put in the friend zone. Just remember that. So Shella is torn between Pascal, and Fabio. The issues that she's having with Pascal is that he is not giving her reassurance. He's not alluding to any kind of commitment. He is her, no, I don't think he is her number one, but I do think that she's leaning more towards him, at least before this conversation. With him, he ends up telling the guys in the men's quarters that there's no other woman that he would want to pursue. He doesn't think that there's even a better woman in this process. And they're like, well, did you tell her? And he's like, no.
Das braucht bei mir echt viel Austausch, wo ich mich dann zu der Person hingezogen fühle. Ja. Ich wäre persönlich natürlich noch nicht so weit zu sagen, ich kann mir vorstellen, dir einen Antrag zu machen. Ich glaube, ich hätte hier keine bessere Frau finden können als sie.
Warum? Du musst doch sowas doch sagen. Das ist so ein krasser Satz. Und für sie wäre es total schön, das zu hören. Ja, jetzt super. Jetzt geht ein Fabio und jemand anderer rein gleich.
Sweetie, those are the things that you say. So he says he's gonna end up writing a letter, and they're like, you better put that in there. But it might be too little too late, because the emotional vulnerability that she's looking from him, she's getting from Fabio. He is very emotionally present, like he's emotionally expressive. You don't have to guess what his feelings are. So she loves that. She's really into that. And so he's edging his way ahead, whereas Pascal is falling behind. Now, this is not good news for Alberta, because she feels like she might be moving too slow for Fabio. Fabio is having a great connection with someone who seems like a viable option. And when you look at the two women, not aesthetically, but everything they offer seems to be quite similar. So Alberta's kind of crashing out a little bit. Later on, Alberta has a conversation with Fabio, and he says that the two issues that he's having with her right now is, one, the age gap. And I'm glad he acknowledged it, because I think it's about 10 years. If not 10, it's 11. I think she's 20. Is she 24? And he's 34? Yeah. Me personally, 10 years, it's not horrible. But I look at myself at 24, I had no business being with anybody who's 34. I'll tell you that. But that's me. So I don't know. She could be different. Anyways, he says the age gap is a concern for him, and also the fact that she has a lot of idealistic views of marriage, relationships, which is good. However, she lacks in experience.
Willst du alleine sein?
Ich habe irgendwie das Gefühl, ich kann mich nicht so richtig öffnen. Ich bin gefühlstechnisch im Eimer.
Ja.
Ja, nur wenn man ja etwas nicht hatte, heißt es ja nicht, dass man nicht weiß, was man möchte. Am Ende steht. Also ich sag nicht so, ja, komm, ich mach das eben.
So he just thinks that maybe her life experience is not where it needs to be, but she just keeps saying, like, trust me, I know what I want. I'm saying these things because I've lived enough life to know that this is what I desire. And so he's a little bit more reassured, but those are his concerns. So we're back with Toga. He is connecting with Hannah, as we know, but also Shella. Shella and Hannah are very different on almost every level, okay? Definitely aesthetically, they are different. Their energy is different too, and their lifestyles are different. She's I think she's an entrepreneur. She's a go-getter. She's very confident, very self-assured, almost like stern.
Ich habe mich auf meine Karriere fokussiert. Ich habe mich auf mich fokussiert. Ich bin aufgerundet fast ein Jahrzehnt Single. Und ja, jetzt kommt der Ehemann. Okay, ich bin Immobilienmaklerin. Ich bin eine sehr selbstbewusste Frau.
I like. Also jeder selbstbewusste Mann wünscht sich eine selbstbewusste Frau an seiner Seite. Ich bräuchte tatsächlich so eine Frau wie Shella.
Wie war's? Gut.
Aber vom Mindset, von der Denkweise, die vielleicht den gleichen Charakter hat wie die Hannah, wäre also von allem irgendwie aktuell noch etwas.
I think that he is a little bit more intrigued by Shella than he is by Hannah, because she challenges him. She gives that little like spice, that little the little kick that we know men like. Men do like a little bit of a challenge, let's be honest. So I do think out of the two women, he would gravitate more towards Shella, but he does say his ideal woman would be a perfect mix between the two. I think the best success would come between him and Shella. I just don't know if he's able to show up for Shella in the way that she needs, because she has a tough exterior, but that is a defense mechanism for her. And so she did get a little bit vulnerable talking about being in a relationship that she sacrificed everything to be in, her previous life, her friends, her career, like everything. And he wasn't even a great boyfriend anyway. So she's very jaded from that. And I don't know if he's able to show up for her in the way that she needs, but we'll see. So even though the cheating conversation was tough for Alina, she said she even struggled to go to sleep that night because she just had a lot on her mind. Elias proposes and she says yes. Now at the reveal, I was very pleased with this reveal, because sometimes the really awkward ones are like, ooh, this is so hard to watch. Even the really good ones are hard to watch sometimes, because it's like, how are you making out with this person who you just met? Like, I know you think you're in love with them, but relax. This one was a happy medium. It wasn't awkward, but it wasn't too full on. They like embraced so nice and sweetly, and like even the kiss was very cutesy, very demure, very mindful. I loved it. I loved it. Their reveal was great. So I hope that this cheating thing is really something that's in the past, Ilas, okay? You promised. Stay true to your promise. The episode ends with Toga again. And we have Toga and Shella talking about their last conversation, how she felt like she wasn't celebrated like for her birthday and whatever stuff. So he brings her a cupcake with a little candle, like it was cute. And so she decides to bring it back to the ladies' quarters. And Hannah sees this. Obviously, Hannah is not happy. She's trying to save face, but she's pissed off. Like, you don't want to see your competition raving about how great their connection is. And she's like, well, they don't know how we connect. Girl, it's okay.
Ein bisschen wie Hochzeitstorte, das gucken, oder? Ich muss ganz ehrlich sagen, natürlich triggert es einen. Auf Nummer 1. Die Nummer 1. Vielleicht nimmt sie es so auf, aber sie weiß ja auch nicht, wie meine und seine Connection ist.
It's okay to say that you're hurt. I'm hurt for you. I do think that he's gravitating more towards Shella. And even like, she doesn't have to get anything for him to prove his affection for her, but it would have been nice for her to have something tangible to say, yeah, we have a connection too. So yeah, we will see where this goes. It seems like Hannah maybe wants to say something. I didn't expect it from Hannah, but I'm not mad at it. I want to see if there's going to be some kind of altercation. Of course, not like a physical one, but Hannah, buck up. Say something. Give that little bit of spice that he's looking for. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, we'll see what happens in the next episodes. You guys voted that I do bulked, so I'm going to try my best to get out 2 videos or 2 reviews in every video. Listen, I'll do what I can, okay? This is all I got. This is all I got. Anyways, thank you guys for sticking around. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.